Got my coffee here. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you're drinking that water. Okay, let's get started. My funkified hairdo. Okay, let's get started. All right, so we have the final agreement that we're working on. Totally talking about relationships, making sure that you guys find your tribe, people that are wanting to see you elevate, people that love you, care about you, want to magnify you, want to see you succeed, be successful. Those are the type of people that I choose to be around, right? People that are up to big things, people that I want to see succeed. I want everyone to succeed, of course, and be super proud of everyone who's up to big things. Surround yourself with those people. That way that you allow yourself to learn how to be treated. Good morning, Tim. And learn where you are in treating yourself. Because when you hang around with people or when you're in the company of people who are elevating you, it just means that you know that you're enough. You recognize that you're enough. And loving yourself is not self-righteous or egotistical. It can be, and there's a fine line. Loving yourself is saying, I love me, but I also love everybody else, right? Yeah, you can't soar with the eagles if you hang with the turkeys. Absolutely. No gobble gobbles. Gobble gobble. It's funny. That, yes, it's who you surround yourself with, right? And sort of looking, and as I told you yesterday, I have coaches. I have coaches throughout my life. I have coaches for everything. Okay, I have coaches for, good morning, whoever just got on, Gazo 13. I have coaches for my nutrition. I have a coach for, I want to strengthen my hips, so I'm going to take a Pilates reformer class so they can coach me on strengthening my hips. I have a coach, a trainer who's training me to get stronger. I have these coaches in my life, spiritual coaches, and guides. And why do I go with the people who I see are successful at what they're doing and they're their word. More than anything, I like people who are their word. When people say something and they follow through, which is a rarity, and I don't know if that's just where I live, but I can tell you it's just a rarity to find people to follow through with what they say they're going to do. Most people will talk and then not follow through with what they say. And that drives me bonkers. And yes, a little bit of ego shows up in terms of me. I want to say the ego shows up in terms of me sort of getting frustrated with that, getting frustrated with people that say something and don't follow through. Okay, now I'm not perfect, and there's times that I don't follow through, but the majority of the time, what I say, I do. Okay, and it's just a habit that I've picked up. Does it make them wrong for not doing that? No, but what it does is it breaches trust in us. It's hard for us to trust people who don't follow through on their word. So it's not that we don't want to trust them. It's not that we don't love them. Good morning, Light. Good morning, Ardez. It's that when we continue to hear people speak and see that they're not following what they say in their words, that we start to lose trust in them. Little by little by little, it chips away. Okay. So when we're looking at building trust with people, we've got to ask ourselves the same question. Are we following through with our word? Are we following through with what we say we're going to do? When we say something, is it showing up? If I say I'm going to meet somebody at 9:00 and then I don't show up or don't even tell them anything, that other person, if they show up, is going to be like, what happened? Like, my time is not as important as your time. That's kind of what the message you send when you do that. Okay. And trust me, people get very upset. I've done it in my life before. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I work every day at making sure that what I say is exactly what is going on in this present moment. If I project into the future what I'm going to do, if anything changes along the path or along the way, to express that prior to. Things happen, right? Things do happen, and I get that, but not all the time. So there can't be an excuse every single time you go to meet somebody. If you don't want to meet them, don't meet them. Simple. Or if you don't want to get that project done, just be honest with yourself. This is not for me. I need to redirect my energy into other things. Okay. Okay, good. So let's see. Always do your best. Okay. Doing your best, you are going to live your life intensely. Wait. Doing your best. Yeah, you are going to live your life intensely. You are going to be productive. You are going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself and your family to your community and to everything. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect an award and they don't enjoy the action. And that's the reason why they don't do their best. So that's a great example. People will get awards for doing their best work, but it's painful for them to do it because they're not enjoying it. Do something you love, you guys. Do it. And that's why I do this. Why do I do this? Why do I do Spirit and Coffee? Why have I done it for so long? Yeah, because I want to be here for you guys, of course, but I love it. I love it. I love doing it. Now there might be podcasters out there that are like, I'm going to do a podcast, but I want to get money out of it, but they hate doing it. Good morning, Michelle. So good to see you. I haven't seen you in a very long time. So people, good morning, Rick. People, right? Good morning, Box 10. Thank you for the love. Thank you, me. Thank you, Gary Hughes. Good morning, Q. Good morning. I think I said Light. Good morning, La Rosa. Katie, La Rosa. So yeah, it's doing your best. And when you're like, let's say you're like podcasters out there, I want to do a podcast, but I want to get money, and you're just doing it for the money, but you really, it's not something you enjoy. You're just trying to make some money. It's not going to be fun for you. It's going to be painful. Why can't everybody do podcasts? Because not everybody likes it. Some people like to listen. Some people don't. They're like, this is too much. I don't want to do it. Do something you love and do it every day. I've been doing this for almost what is it, 2 years, a little over 2 years now. Why? Because I love it. I love sharing wisdom. I love sharing the knowledge. I love the engagement. I like the live videos. I like being live with people. I like saying good morning. I like that connection. Now, if I could be with you guys face to face, that would be even better. But we're all around the world. So it's really not, we can't do that at this point. We can perhaps do a webinar or a Zoom or something to all connect in some way, but it would be limited. And one day I can get you guys to call in if I figure out how to do that. Do something you love and do it all the time and take action on it. And I can guarantee you that it'll start to grow and it'll start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'll be happy. You'll be joyous. You won't be doing it for the money. Obviously, I'm not doing this for the money because what money? I did it for 2 years. No money. Do something you would do when you're not getting paid to do it, right? Something that you just love doing and you can do it. And I'm able to do this because I've set up a process that works for me. And the process that works for me is just baby. Now, I tried doing podcasts. So this is just an example. I tried doing it every single day, and that was too much. So I said Monday through Friday, weekends off. That's it. Some people will podcast only once a week. I do it Monday through Friday. And then I do what? After Monday through Friday, I rest on the weekends and I have the weekends to myself. Well, not really. I'm working, doing other stuff. But the podcast, the streaming live doesn't happen. And if I feel the urge to get on, I will. Sometimes I get those urges on the weekend because I have something I feel like I should say. But other than that, I don't. And so finding what you love, find what works, and do your best. Sometimes I get on here so tired, I'm like, don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm going in circles, but I'm doing my best to give to you at least some bit of information that might support you. Something, anything. And doing it for myself. So we do it together, okay? So, for example, most people will go to work every day just thinking of payday and the money they will get from the work they're doing. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday, whatever the day they receive their money, and can take time off. They are working for the reward, and as a result, resist work. They try to avoid the action, and it becomes more difficult, and they don't do their best. Okay, this becomes hard. Good morning, Ugly Git. Good morning, Sarah Lynn. Good morning, Max 4. Good morning, PBG3 4A2 Fuse Elemental P. I like all the I think I said good morning to Gary Hughes, 926. Good morning, Martin. I like it. Good morning, sister. Sister from another mister. So to avoid, right? And so we avoid our work. We avoid the things that we want to do because we're not passionate about it. We don't love it. We just want the reward, and whatever the reward is. And this used to trigger me, and I'm for some reason have this mindset. I'm kind of an opposite creature. Like, don't dangle things in front of my face to try to get me to do things. I'm not a monkey, right? That's what I used to say. Okay. I'm a human being, but things have shifted for me in that particular thing with the job that I'm currently doing. They are constantly giving us incentives to do things. And I'm like, I like what I'm doing. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to do this regardless. Now I just get to claim a prize for it. But I'm going to do it regardless. So find something that you love. Find something that is rewarding for you. This is hard because people are sometimes they don't even know what their purpose is. They don't even know what they're here to do. They're totally lost. They don't even know if they want a purpose. The reality is that when we have purpose, okay, and we declare our purpose and we know internally, and the purpose that I'm talking about is the feeling inside of us that gets us excited. It's sort of like those butterflies, kind of like when you're first dating your first love, or whatever it is, right? And you get that sort of tingling in your body, or that feeling in the gut of your stomach, and you're like, oh my God, I just totally yes, this is yes for me. Find that, because that's the energy that's going to drive you when you don't want to do it, because it'll start to come up and ignite again, and then you strive for more. It's really for me to talk about the process, but I'm sure each one of you has had that experience where you continue to do something that you love over and over and over and over and over again, and you do it so much so that you see the results of what that is for you. It's that driving action. Good morning, Joey. Ugh, couldn't even talk. Good morning, Praveen. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Jar Photography. Good morning, Pathy. Good morning, UXMKG. So continue to drive that, right? Continue to find that within you and ignite that within you, and doing something that you love. That's where it comes from, doing the things that you love. So I don't know if you guys want to share something that you love on here, something that makes you happy, something that, and I don't know if it makes you happy, something that ignites that internal happiness. That's a better way to say it. Something that ignites the internal happiness within you. Share it here on this platform. What is it that you enjoy doing? Tell me. What is it? And continue that. Are you putting that in your life? Are you allowing yourself to step into that? Are you, like, I had a friend one day who was like, I just don't know. I'm not doing things I love. I said, well, what do you love doing? She's like, well, I love to sing. And I said, well, why aren't you singing? I love to play volleyball. Well, why aren't you playing volleyball? Why not? This is your recreation. This is something you enjoy doing. So go do that. Even if it's once a week, even if it's once a month, I don't care what it is, just do it. Why? Because it helps us to live into our purpose. It helps us to ignite that internal flame and that inspiration and motivation. People are constantly looking externally for motivation. We have it in us. How do we ignite it? By doing the things that we love and that we're passionate about. If it's spending time with people, go spend time with the people you love. Doesn't have to be every day. It could just, as long as you're practicing and doing it every so often, more than not, you're doing just fine. So they work so hard all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to work because they have to pay the rent, because they have to support their family. They all have that frustration. And when they do receive the money, they're unhappy. They have to do, they have 2 days to rest and to do what they want to do and what they do. And what do? They try to escape. They get drunk because they don't like themselves. They don't like their life. There are many ways that we hurt ourselves when we don't like who we are. On the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it without expecting a reward, you will find that you enjoy every action you do. Rewards will come. That's what I was telling you. My reward is you guys showing up. Yay. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being you. Not for showing up for me, for showing up for you. You show up for yourself, not for me. You show up because you're like, I want to understand how I find myself, how I reach my purpose just a little bit closer, how I walk in my divine birthright. Bye, love you. Love you. Okay, you too. Mom says bye. Bye. And that she loves you. Yeah, I'm speaking for her beforehand, which is funny. So we try to escape from it rather than doing things that we love. And then if we take action without expecting the reward, we'll find that we enjoy every action we do. Rewards will come. The rewards will come. Let me tell you what I think rewards are for this podcast, Stephen. The love, the hearts. I get little hearts of engagement and medals. I don't really know what this means on Podbean, right? I haven't done a whole lot of research. I just got on here and started talking everybody's ears off. That's what I do. I like to talk. Now, I get little hearts and little medals on podcast. I get hearts and love on Facebook Live. I get people saying good morning and that. That's the reward for me. Simple. It's not this big, huge reward, but it's nice. It's nice to know that you're out there. It's nice to know that there's people who are ready to take their life to the next level. People who are searching and looking and desire to live in their divine birthright. That's exciting. This is an exciting time for that. That people are actually saying, "Hey, I know that I'm powerful. I know that I'm enough. I know that I matter." When you show up to this platform, that's what you're saying. That's my reward, knowing that people believe in themselves enough to say, you know what, I can do this, because you can, because you have the strength, you have the power, you have the internal drive, you have everything you need inside of you. You were given it all. There might just be a few corrections that we need to make in the programming. Our mind is programmed. We have to unprogram it to reprogram it. That takes time, doesn't happen overnight, but that's okay. Little baby steps. And that's the reward. The reward is that I get to be with you guys. The reward is that I get to see engagement when I see engagement. People sharing their stories when they share their stories. People hopefully drinking their coffee, tea, water, whatever it is they're drinking while they have, here, salute to you guys. I'm going to take a little sip. Doing what you love. So that's today. That's the message. Figure out what it is you love. Go out and really get deep, 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 deep in your heart. Figure out, well, what is my purpose? Well, I don't know what my purpose is right now, but I can tell you that I know that this is what ignites the internal happiness in me. Like, this is when I'm doing this particular thing, I just feel so on point, and I could just keep doing it and keep doing it, keep doing it. Figure out what that is for you. Find that. Let that be your guiding star. Let that be your guiding soul. Let that guide your soul. Let that be the guidance that ignites the internal inspiration in you, the fire in your belly. Let that be the light for you. So go out, find your purpose, find your love, whatever that is. It could be arts and crafts, it could be music, it could be dancing, it could be singing, it could be, I don't know, art, painting, drawing, it could be woodwork, it could be metal work, it could be building things, it could be playing games, it could be, I don't know, whatever it is for you, find it. You have it. Live in it. Be childlike. Drop into your childlike self. Be excited about life. That's what I do. I'm like, ooh, pretty. Like I could just be a kid in like 2 seconds. I become a 2-year-old. It's like crazy. Allow yourself to be in discovery again, to remember that there's magic all around us and that we can dream and have these dreams. And is it going to harm anybody? No. In fact, it does good. Why? Because you're starting to ignite that internal happiness and innocence and purity that you have in your heart. And the world could use a lot more of that at this point because there's so much harsh cruelty that we can learn to be kids again, where we're just like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's this? Dance with the butterflies. Fly with the birds. I don't know. Figure out what it is for you. If it's maybe it's being outside in nature and running. I don't know. I'm not sure what your stuff is. If you don't share it with me, I don't know how to make up a bunch of stuff. But whatever it is, please, I ask you, go out and do that. Okay. All right. So there you have it. That is our Spirit and Coffee today. We're almost done again with this book. And then we'll move on to another book. Yeah. So good morning. I don't know who that was, but good morning to you. So I love you guys so much. I just want you to know that I do. I pray for you guys all the time. People I don't even know. I see your guys' name and I just pretend to know what you guys look like on Podbean. And then those of you on Facebook, I see your little emoji face. So there you go. I know some of you personally, but um, for those that I don't know that I love you, I know that you are loved and that you are loved and that you have a divine purpose and that your purpose shall be found when you're ready to open up your heart, drop into your childlike innocence, and find that divine inspiration internally. Okay? Awesome. So there you have it. We did the rebranding. If you go to spiritandcoffee.com, you will see that the website is under construction, which I'm excited about, spiritandcoffee.com. So very excited about that. We'll have the website up soon and then we can all have fun together. That's what I want to do. I hope that one day we can all come together in a retreat and that's to come soon. Okay. So I love you guys. Have the most fantastic Tuesday ever. No, it's not Friday, but have a great Tuesday. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.